What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another portfolio update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We're about to hit 200 subs on the little channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any updates. If you're the 200th subscriber, send me a DM. I'm going to send you a little Cash App. So put your Cash App in the DMs if you are number 200. In today's video, we're going to look at the main stock account moves today. We'll look at the options moves that I made today, a little bit of technicals, cover all the updates on the current options plays, and look at the Little Robinhood portfolios, as well as any stocks on my radar. Please hit the like for the YouTube algorithm and make sure you're subscribed. Once again, if you guys want my free options blueprint, it's everything I know about trading options, just send me a DM and I will shoot that over to you totally free to my first 1,000 subscribers as a thank you to help growing the channel. So let's get into it. Today's movement, we're up 0.76 or $2,200. So the account's at 293.4 thousand. It was a really crazy day, a lot of up and downs. I don't know if that was due to some options expirations or what, but definitely very up and down day from open to close. As far as movers today, we got Enphase at 1.9%. CrowdStrike up 3.42%. I think it's up even more in the after hours after earnings, so definitely happy with that. Shopify finally getting out of its own way and making a nice up move back over $60. Palantir up 3.42%. You guys know Shop and PLTR have been my two heaviest buys over the past few weeks, so those are definitely making me happy, and that's pretty much it. So let's look at what I did today. So I did two things. The first thing I did was I rolled my Enphase covered call. So I had 3 contracts. These were expiring 6/21. So we were under 3 weeks to go, which a lot of people look at 21 days to expiration can be a good time. I know that normally you're going to look at extrinsic value and say, well, there's still plenty left. But my advice to people is if you are down on a covered call substantially and that call being exercised or assigned by the opposite party could drastically affect the value of your portfolio, I would recommend taking care of it early, even if you're paying a little bit of extrinsic value. So when I looked at it, there was about a little under 50 cents. Normally I would wait till like under 10 cents, honestly, but you can be exercised or assigned at any moment, and I did not want to take a like $30 haircut on 300 shares. So I went ahead and rolled these out. So I went from a 100 strike price to a 105, and I rolled out from 621 to 816. So I added, almost 2 months to the contracts. I collected a very small credit, so I paid a 8,881 and I collected 8,964. So, like $65 or whatever that is of credit, which is always good. Whenever you can, you want to collect a credit. So that was Enphase. Amazon, I went ahead and closed out the 170 puts. So I will show you guys the result of that one. So we made 36% or $85, and that was in 2 days because I put this on last Friday. So we had Monday, and then today, being Tuesday, these are only open for 2 days. And my rule is pretty much during that first week, if you get 30-40%, especially in the first day or two, go ahead and close it. I don't care what anyone says, like probably the biggest wheeler on YouTube suggesting that you should just basically set it and forget it as soon as you put on a trade. I do not agree with that wholeheartedly. If you are in the first couple of days and you get a good chunk of that premium, go ahead and lock in the win. Remember that selling options is not meant to make you rich. It's just simply cash flow. So we went ahead and locked in that win. Okay, what else did we do today? So let's look at these options moves. So I also, this was a little bit FOMO-y, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm always doing what I think is best. It's not out of pure FOMO. So I went ahead and closed the Unity leaps, and I went ahead and closed the SoFi 6.5 puts. So I lost probably, I forgot what the number was, honestly. Probably about $200 on the Unity calls and like $40 on the SoFi puts. I didn't want to close either of these, but when I saw Bitcoin running, I was basically preparing this portfolio to go into, let's see. Oh no, wrong one. I was preparing to go into BitX, and I was going to buy calls a month out in order to satisfy that Bitcoin FOMO. Also, remember, when you guys think about moves that you're making in your portfolio and you decide to pull the trigger because it's what you think is best for your portfolio, as far as upside, but as far as mitigating your downside as well, remember that the outcome of your decision does not make the decision right or wrong. Okay, if you make the right decision for you and your portfolio, that was the right decision at that time with the information that you had. The outcome of that decision does not make it a good decision or a bad decision, okay? So I was definitely, a little bit beating myself up a little bit today because obviously I sold, 73K with a Bitcoin at 67,000 because it came back to my break even, and I didn't want to go negative on that much Bitcoin, as well as also having 50K of Bitcoin in another portfolio. I decided for the time being it was the right decision for me and my portfolio to sell out of the Bitcoin ETF. So just because Bitcoin's gone up since then does not make that decision wrong. So, okay, always remember that. Don't beat yourself up. So I actually did not go ahead and pull the trigger on BitX today because if we look at Bitcoin, I was literally watching this so close. I had it up basically all day on the screen, but it got rejected twice. It broke into the 71,000 right there, and then there's immediate selling. So you just know it doesn't mean it's bad for Bitcoin, guys. It means that people set limit order sells at certain prices, mainly even prices such as 71,000, 72,000, 73,000. And so when it hits those, it's going to run into some resistance almost every time, but it will creep its way past. And the longer it holds above, the longer that's going to hold as support. So the longer we hold above 70K right now, the longer when it comes back to 70K, the more likely that it will not break beneath it again. So Bitcoin's looking very bullish right now. Okay. Now, so the only thing we have in this portfolio now is the SoFi leaps, and buying power went up way by a lot today. Individual cash sitting at 11,400. And although I had that amount yesterday, it was basically tied up in collateral with the SoFi cash secured puts. So that's all for this portfolio today. We'll keep our eye on Bitcoin. Looking at Ledger Day, we're up 2% on the crypto portfolio, $780, sitting at $47,000. So no news there. I still have the meme coin that I bought in, but I'm not going to get into that because I don't want anyone making bad decisions. I'll just say that it's on the Base ecosystem, so that would give you a hint. If you research meme coins on the Base ecosystem, that should help you. Okay, so this is Shopify. So Shopify looking very bullish. Doesn't mean it's the bottom, guys, remember. But as long as the market doesn't substantially sell off, this might have been a near-term bottom. very, very positive. RSI back up above 40. You see this nice rounded bottom, several green days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days. And then, like I said yesterday, we got this nice MACD crossover right here, and the histogram now in the positive nicely. So definitely looking good there. Let's look at the current options plays. Okay, so current options plays. We have Tesla. So looking good on Tesla. We're up 52%. Or $482 on the 195 calls. Don't see any need to close that yet. Enphase, we are down 20% or 135 on the 140 calls. Those are naked calls, guys. Those are naked calls, okay? So don't come at me in the comments with unlimited risk, naked calls, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's true, but only if you do not know how to manage them. And by manage them, I don't just mean rolling out, guys, okay? If your only risk mitigation strategy for calls going against you or puts is rolling out, you either have a really big bankroll and can weather that storm, or you're a beginner, okay? It's as simple as that. So if those strikes get challenged at 140, then we will go into like a risk mitigation protocol, okay? But right now we're not there, so no need to do anything. We closed out Amazon, the Shopify 65 calls. We are down 37% or $96. Really happy about that because that means that our shares are going up, okay? And then last one is Nike, and we're currently at 50% profit or $123. So I don't see any need to close that out. Our strikes are at $85, and so we'll probably let that one go up more into like 75% or more. So everything's looking good here. Might start having to do something with CrowdStrike depending how bullish the rest of the week is, because we're just down substantially. We have January 25 to 10 calls, and the stock is right now at like 320. So I'm going to have to either roll out and up or add in some additional risk protocols due to the fact that that's one of the big staples in my portfolio, and I don't want those shares to get called away. The biggest mistake I made here was letting them get so far out of the money before I started managing or defending this position. I just didn't think it would keep running, and it just ran and ran and ran, sort of like Nvidia. Not quite as much percentage-wise, but just any little pullback was bought, and it just hasn't stopped. So we'll keep you guys up to date with that one. Stocks on my radar, actually have a new one today, and let's go actually look at it right now. I almost sold some puts today on this stock, but I did not like the look of the candle. Come on, there we go. Oops. Okay, so Celsius. So we are now approaching a buy point for me. So we've come down from $99 down to $71.42. We're looking at like $70 as a major level of support. So if we hit there tomorrow I will pick up some shares, probably about 7,000 worth of shares. If it's another big down day tomorrow, I'll hold off and wait for a little support, and then just go ahead and sell some cash secure puts, probably around 65 or so. But this is definitely one I'm looking to take advantage of. As you guys can see, last time we came down to this $70 level, it immediately went up pretty much in a straight line back to $100. And so I feel like this is a stock, honestly, everywhere I go, all I see as far as energy drinks is Celsius, and it's a brand I think is really taking off with men and women in particular. And so I think this is a dip that can be bought lightly at this point. So if we get another down day, this RSI right here should come below 30, and we should be approaching a 200-day moving average of this red line right here, which would be 65.52. So I think this 200-day in conjunction with this major level of support should help us out in the near term as far as finding a bottom. So that is the main stock on my radar right now. But as far as the stocks on my radar watch list, we got BidX, still waiting on that. SoFi looking like a great entry point. Snow, Nike and Starbucks are still buys. Boeing's had a nice run. I've been talking about that since like 170. Since this bottom right, yeah, right in the 170s. So we're up nicely, or not we're up, but if you own Boeing, you're up nicely. Unity, honestly, just a falling knife at this point. Just hold off on Unity. PayPal still an attractive point, and Ulta as well as Salesforce. But my priorities are going to be Celsius and BITX. That's all I got for today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hit me up if you want the options blueprint. Hopefully we have some more moves to share tomorrow. And if you guys have any questions, just put it in the comment section, and I'll get to all those questions. All right, take care, and God bless.